And we're back on Acadiana's Morning News. It is 8:39 on Monday morning, October the 11th, 2021. Ragin Cajuns football team taking on Appalachian State, Louisiana App State, tomorrow night, 6:30 on ESPN national broadcast. And the Ragin Cajuns want all their fans to be there to show the world and to show the ESPN audience that Ragin Cajuns football is the place to be in Louisiana. Joining us on the phone line right now, Dr. Bryan Maggard, the athletic director for the University of Louisiana. Dr. Maggard, we appreciate the time.
I greatly appreciate the opportunity. Good morning.
So you have been promoting this extensively on Facebook and Twitter. The Louisiana Athletic Department has been promoting this extensively online. You put out a video. Jay Walker had a video, and I think there are a couple others. Brian Mitchell had one just the other day, urging fans to go to Cajun Field and watch this game, not on television, but watch it in person. Why is it so important for fans to be at Cajun Field tomorrow night during this national broadcast?
Well, this is an opportunity for us as both a university and a community to really make a statement at the national level. You know, we are in the heart of football country down here in southern Louisiana, and I think anytime we get a chance to perform on national television, and tonight being the only show, on television, it's just imperative that we have a great crowd and a great showing.
And, of course, having a great showing goes into recruiting, bringing in more athletes, but also bringing in more money for the athletic department through donations, but also bringing in more money through ticket sales. Where are you right now in terms of ticket sales? And last time we spoke, you were still working on getting more season tickets sold, not just for football, but for basketball. Where are you right now in terms of that?
Well, right now for tomorrow night, we have about 14,000 tickets distributed. Now, again, that doesn't mean they're all going to show up, but we need them to for sure. And then, that does not count our student body. So if we can have a great student crowd tomorrow night, as well as a good walk-up sale, we need to get over that 20,000 mark for a nationally televised game. From a basketball standpoint, Ian, we have about an 85% renewal rate right now, so that's just about 2,000 season tickets sold. And now those tickets are open to the general public. And we will continue to push men's basketball and women's basketball season tickets between now and when the season starts.
I'm sorry for interrupting. In terms of football, people will say, well, this game's on ESPN. Why do I need to go to the game? Well, I can just watch it at home, or I can go to the bar and watch it, or what have you. But this is not just about being there and watching it in person. We alluded to it a little while ago. This is about recruiting. Not just recruiting athletes to the university, but also recruiting students. How does an ESPN broadcast work in that way of recruiting?
Well, we've got to keep in mind that tomorrow night on ESPN2, we'll be in 65 million households across the country. And so when the nation sees a full house at a football game, that just continues to elevate the profile of the entire university. And to your point, Ian, not just the football program. Whenever we're successful, whenever we can have a great showing, again, it elevates the profile of the university. And then what that does, it just continues to create awareness. So for just under 4 hours, we're going to have a free infomercial, if you will, on national television that will promote not only our football program, but the University of Louisiana as a whole.
And with promoting the university as a whole, promoting the athletic department means more donations coming in, like the one you received from Iberia Bank this past week, $2 million to go towards the renovation of Cajun Field. For those who missed that, tell us about it and what can Cajuns fans expect once that donation is put into motion?
Well, to your point, Iberia Bank, First Horizon stepped up very generously, and they've pledged $2 million toward the renovation of Cajun Field. That pledge, that gift gets us just under $32 million raised, and we still have more to go. We want probably another 10 or so million from major gifts, and then we'll start selling the premium seats, things like suites, loge boxes, and club seats to get us the rest of the way. But what that gift does, like so many others that we've raised so far, it allows us to start the design process. We'll continue to fundraise simultaneously. And then again, if everything works out, if our timeline that we estimate follows through, hopefully we can start turning dirt next summer.
In terms of tomorrow night's game, we've talked about needing people to be there. What other ancillary events are going on in terms of tailgating, bands? Will there be the normal tailgate experience for tomorrow night's game, even though it's a Tuesday game?
Absolutely. We're urging people to do what they can to come out early on Tuesday and start tailgating. I believe today at noon, people can start setting up tailgates. Tonight at 7 p.m., RVs can pull into their respective spots and get set up, and then spend, as much time as you can tomorrow on Tuesday tailgating and having a good time. We'll have a couple bands. Dustin Saunier will be under the oak tree, and then we actually have a separate band for our students at their tailgate on our football practice fields. That will begin at 4 p.m. We're going to have drink specials at the game. It's just going to be a great time. We're going to do everything we can to make it very affordable for as little as $12.50. People can take advantage of the McDonald's 4-pack. Single game tickets are $31 each for a reserve seat. And again, we're here to have a great time. You need people to come out and support this team. Critically important game for us. The winner of tonight's game has a great lead in the home field advantage for the championship game. And so we know that App State's a formidable opponent in our league, and we really do need people to pack Cajun Field so we truly have a home field advantage.
Dr. Bryan Maggard, the athletic director for the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, joining us on the horn. And tomorrow's game, you mentioned it has implications for the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. But for fans who've not had a chance to see the Ragin Cajuns play in person yet this year, what have they missed? What are they missing by not going to tomorrow's game?
Well, first of all, you're missing a quality product on that football field. We're not in the top 25 right now. We still continue to get votes, in that space. We're one of the leading teams in the Sun Belt Conference, and you've got a football program that has really, grown leaps and bounds, since Coach Napier has arrived. It's a product that all of Lafayette and Acadiana can be very proud of. Our young men work very hard, as do the coaches. They represent our community at the highest level, and it's just a great opportunity to come out and have a great time. Tomorrow's going to be unbelievably beautiful weather. It's not going to be too hot. The weather, the humidity has broke for us quite a bit of late. It's going to be a beautiful game under the lights. We're offering free general admission parking over at the Light Center. Like I said, affordable tickets. We'll have $2 beer specials. Come out, have a great time. Plan on grabbing dinner there at Cajun Field, hamburgers, hot dogs, cold beverages, and just come out, socialize, and cheer on the Cajuns to a victory. It's going to be really important that we have a lot of people behind us here in Cajun Field tomorrow night to beat a very good App State team.
Dr. Bryan Maggard, the athletic director for the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, joining us on Acadiana's Morning News. I know it's difficult to recruit students to come to athletic events because they're so distracted. You have the internet. You have 50 million devices on which you can watch anything you want nowadays on 50 million different streaming services. What is the athletic department doing in terms of on-campus recruiting to get students to the game? And on the flip side of that, what challenges are you running into in recruiting students to get them to athletic events?
Well, Ian, the challenges are just what you said. People have so many options to consume sport these days that, coming to the live event is one of many. And you mentioned it and said it very well. But what we're doing from a student recruitment standpoint, one, we have a student support organization that's made up of student leaders who are doing a fantastic job, growing our support on campus, really, from a organic approach. It's students influencing students. But we've been spending just about every day on campus, whether it be in the student union. We've hung schedule flyers on all the residence hall doors. We're doing everything. We're promoting through digital signs on campus. We're doing everything we can to promote and continue to grow the awareness of all of our sporting events, but certainly tomorrow night's football game. Just need students to come out. They are truly the difference makers. And I know they even get our general fan base jazzed up when they look over and see that really strong, loud student crowd. And so I am expecting a good student crowd tomorrow night. Great tailgate opportunity for them, starting at 4 o'clock with live bands and good food and beverage. And so, again, we just need people to show up, support this team. Implications are at stake, but as important, we have a great opportunity to make a national statement on ESPN2.
A couple final items in the final few minutes we have with you this morning, Dr. Maggard. First, we talked in the last segment with Ben Berthelot with LCVC about the master plan and the potential for a hotel being put in the athletic complex, specifically by the Cajun Dome. Where is the university and the Cajun Dome in that process in terms of getting a new full-service large hotel in the vicinity of the Ragin Cajun Athletic Complex?
Well, I know it's been mentioned. Discussions are ongoing right now. I feel as if they've been elevated and turned up, so to speak. I think there's a genuine interest in getting a project like that moving forward. It is quite a process, as you can imagine, and Ben alluded to it. But it's going to be imperative that we work with our city leaders and One Acadiana and the Visitors Bureau, everybody we can, Ben in particular, to make sure that we pull something like that off the right way. But it would be critically important to our community to have something like that. And then in addition to that, as a university, we continue to talk about other mixed-use development opportunities, particularly on the footprint of Cajun Field. We've got to start looking at getting bars, restaurants, shops, on that footprint and really turn that whole area into an entertainment village.
Last question. Conference realignment, still the big talking point in college sports. What can you tell us about the Sun Belt Conference and its future and the future of the University of Louisiana and its athletic affiliation?
I tell you, I feel like things have slowed down in that space. The American Athletic Conference took some swings and missed at schools out in the Mountain West Conference. I think they've kind of taken a step back. They're evaluating, and certainly there's no doubt that if they are going to add any schools moving forward, it's probably going to be schools out of the Sun Belt and or the Conference USA. Right now I would tell you this. The Sun Belt Conference feels very good about how we're positioned, where we're positioned, and the strength of our league. We've got formidable football programs in our conference right now. And if anything, we may look as appropriate to maybe add a couple football schools. It would have to make sense for us geographically and competitively, but that's something that as a league we continue to talk about and identify potential candidates should we want to do that moving forward.
Dr. Bryan Maggard, Athletic Director of the University of Louisiana, joining us on Acadiana's Morning News. Dr. Maggard, we have 1 minute left. One last push for those who may have tuned in late. Ragin Cajuns taking on Appalachian State tomorrow night, 6:30. It's an ESPN2 national broadcast. But if you're a fan and you live here in the Acadiana area, the university needs you in Cajun Field. Dr. Maggard, one final push. Why do people need to be there?
Yes, sir, absolutely. First of all, again, a statement on national television. We need that camera to pan a full stadium tomorrow night. Secondly, that invigorates our football team like no one can ever imagine. When they run out on that field and they see a full house there, it's tremendous. We had over 25,000 people for the Nichols game. It was unbelievably electrifying, and we just need people to show up. Even if you can come out for only a half, depending on what your Wednesday morning schedule is, please come out. Tickets for as low as $12.50 through the McDonald's 4-pack. Free general admission parking, $2 draft specials. Come out, grab some dinner, have a great time, cheer on the Cajuns to a victory, and let's continue to move forward to our Sun Belt Conference Championship path.
He is Dr. Bryan Maggard, the Athletics Director for the University of Louisiana. Dr. Maggard, as always, we appreciate the time. We'll do it again soon, my friend.
Thank you very much.